Hello, everyone. My name is Ola Ali. I'm currently teaching human anatomy and human physiology at Columbus State Community College. In this video lesson, we will discuss some anatomical terminology. Let's start with the anatomical position. In the anatomical position, you have to be standing up, and the most important here is that your palms must be forward. So I have to see your palms. This means that the pinky finger is the finger closer to the body, the thumb is the one away from the body. There are two important positions. Supine position, the face is up, and prone position, the face is down. For example, if you want to study the back region or the gluteal region, what cadaver position do you need? Of course, you need to study that on a prone cadaver. If you want to study the abdominal region, you need to have a supine cadaver. Now with body planes, sagittal versus median or mid-sagittal. The sagittal plane is any vertical plane that divides the body into left and right parts, and they are unequal. This means that you can have multiple sagittal planes. How about the median or mid-sagittal? It's the plane dividing the body into equal right and left halves. This means that we have only one median or mid-sagittal plane. Okay, how about the frontal or coronal plane? It's the plane dividing the body into front and back. It's a frontal. So it divides the body into anterior and posterior parts. Also, we can have multiple coronal planes. How about the transverse or horizontal plane? It's the plane dividing the body into upper and lower parts, or superior and inferior parts. And we can have also multiple transverse planes. Bilateral and unilateral. Bilateral is something on both right and left sides in the body at the same level. Like your eyes are bilateral. They are right and left at the same level. Your kidneys are bilateral because we have right and left kidneys, and they are at the same level of the body. Unilateral is something only on one side of the body. So we have only one liver on the right side of the body. So here is a middle line. This means that the liver is a unilateral organ. Ipsilateral, meaning that we have something at the same side of the body up and down, like the right side of the body up and down, or the left side up and down. Like your right foot and right hand, they are ipsilateral. Your, for example, shoulder, right shoulder and right hip, they are ipsilateral. Contralateral means opposite sides of the body. So something up opposite to something down, like your right hand with your left foot. They are contralateral. So let's practice here. The highlighted here is one side, lower limb. So this is unilateral. How about here? The lower limbs, they are at the same level and they are highlighted right and left. So bilateral. Here, the upper limb, lower limb at the same side. So ipsilateral. Here is one upper limb and the opposite side lower limb. So they are contralateral. Anterior versus posterior. Anterior means in front of, posterior means behind. Like, let's compare, for example, your eyes to your ears. So the eye is anterior to the ear. Or you can say that the ears are posterior to the eyes. Superior means up, inferior means down. So the head is superior to the neck. Or you can reverse that and say the neck is inferior to the head. How about the eye and eyebrow? The eyebrow is superior to the eye, or you can reverse and say the eye is inferior to the eyebrow. Medial and lateral. Medial means closer to the middle line of the body. Lateral means away from the middle line of the body. So, in the anatomical position, what finger is medial? Of course, the pinky finger is medial. The thumb is lateral. How about the relationship between the lungs and heart? The lungs are lateral to the heart, or you can say the heart is medial to the lungs. Superficial versus deep. Superficial means closer to the surface, closer to the skin. Deep means farther from the surface. Like, let's describe the relationship between our skin and muscles. Of course, the skin is superficial to the muscles. Or you can say the muscles are deep to the skin. How about the relation between muscles and bones? Muscles are superficial to the bones, or you can say bones are deep to the muscles. Proximal and distal. So proximal means closer to the beginning of the limb or to the trunk, and distal means farther from the beginning of the limb. So here I am referring to the upper and lower limb joints. For example, here is the shoulder joint, which is the closest to the trunk, and here is the elbow. So how can we describe the relation between the shoulder and elbow joint? So the shoulder is closer to the trunk, so the shoulder is proximal to the elbow. Or you can reverse and say the elbow is distal to the shoulder. How about the relation between your ankle and knee joint? Which one is distal? Which one is away from the trunk? Of course, the ankle joint is distal to the knee joint. Let's go ahead and practice here. So describe the relation between shoulder and elbow. Which one is proximal? Of course, the shoulder is proximal to the elbow, or you can say that the elbow is distal to the shoulder. How about the relation between hip and knee? The hip is the closest to the trunk. The hip is proximal to the knee. You can reverse and say the knee is distal to the hip. How about elbow and wrist joint? The elbow is closer than the wrist to the trunk, so the elbow is proximal to the wrist. You can say also the wrist is distal to the elbow. How about the knee and the ankle? Which one is proximal? Of course, the knee is proximal to the ankle. You can reverse and say the ankle is distal to the knee.